You got back at 2:35.
2:35.
So 35 minutes, not an hour.
The excursion was at 2:30. No, actually, that's when we got back. We got back 2:35.
Right, what time did you go? No, seriously. What time was this? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on
Time Matters podcast, being broadcast to you by unapologetic role models. The role models you may not want, but might just need. Listen, man, I don't do it enough to know what it is. Welcome to the podcast today. You got me, Ray, aka Mr. Yes Sir, Doug Survival with the Doug Survival Broadcasting Network, and
why does time matter?
Big Dave Mendoza producing behind the screen. Time matters because if you're not clocking it,
Somebody else is. All right, today's episode, as this is being on unsolicited role models, the role models you may not want.
Did I say unapologetic?
Yeah, again.
Damn it.
Again.
Why do I do this?
That's
Why
why
do I
I'm
do this
laughing.
every time?
So,
I felt like it's like we're not sorry about what we say, so we're unapologetic.
good point.
By
Today's
unsolicited.
Today's topic is karaoke time.
Yes,
Karaoke time.
karaoke time. We talk about karaoke quite a lot, especially when Dave. I'm about to say Dave comes off cruises. Dave, especially when Doug comes off of cruises because he's loyal to Royals, so he has now a fan base and a following.
Yeah, that's true.
And they call him now Mr. Karaoke. Wait, no, Mr. New York.
Mr. New York,
Dang,
karaoke king.
it's just not a good day for me.
It was
All right,
a long
so-
night.
Yeah.
I did.
Did I ever tell you how I got started on karaoke?
No, go ahead. Tell me how you got started.
All right. So, well, first, do you have a favorite song that you do karaoke for?
I do.
What is it?
I do. My favorite song is "Today Was a Good Day" by Ice Cube. Check you out.
All right. So mine is Empire State of Mind, but it wasn't always like that. So, you know how you have like these local bars and they just do karaoke?
Yeah.
So, you know, the first time I ever did karaoke was just at a random bar that I went to for like a family dinner or something. I said, you know, let me give this a shot.
Wait, did you know they had karaoke there, or was it just like,
No, we just went out for dinner and they had it, so I figured I'll sing a song.
Okay.
You know, I normally do like I Want It That Way. That's
Okay.
like just because that's an easy song. And I want to know why that's funny, Dave. Why is that funny?
Because to me it's funny because I haven't seen you do it, so I can't imagine like this big dude with a beard on,
Dave, why is that funny?
drinking a beer, talking about some "I want it that way."
He starts pulling out the dance moves.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but
he's
a
gonna do it.
heartache.
He's
All right,
doing
so let me get back. So that's how I first I did it. That was the first song I ever did, just because it's an easy song.
Okay.
And this was at a local bar.
Mhm.
Family did it. I figured why not. Then in 2019, we went on a cruise, Celebrity Summit.
Okay.
This was right before COVID, so I had a 5-year hiatus.
Mm-hmm,
So we did that song. That was the first time I did karaoke. Was local bar. Then I did it on the cruise ship. Then a restaurant I used to work at was Scortino's. Shout out to them.
Mhm.
Free advertisement right now. And they would do karaoke, so I would sing here and there.
we're gonna edit that part out.
Then
We give no free advertisements unless y'all supplying us with pizza and sandwiches for breakfast.
so back to my story, how I got started with karaoke. And then we
Yeah, he just dismissed you like nothing.
and then I brought up how I started at the local bar, right?
The local bar, yeah.
Okay.
We got that.
Then Celebrity Summit. I talked about that, right?
We were transitioning from when you started to your first cruise.
Oh yeah, the first cruise that I did karaoke. That was at the night we had COVID, the 5-year hiatus.
Okay.
Then I went in 2023 for Royal Caribbean,
Uh-huh.
and I did I Want It That Way again. So we would go to the local bar. Why is that a funny song?
Because I'm just laughing because I'm like, I'm not saying you're 200 pounds, but every time you say it, I could just imagine like some big furry dude that looked like he might be getting ready to do a rock song, and then he just comes out like, I want it down.
I also do All or Nothing by O-Town. Nothing at all. But that's besides the point. Before we get into Empire State of Mind, you know that song, right?
No, I don't.
All right,
Oh my God.
it's like a friend zone song.
That works perfect for you, right?
Doug.
But
Doug.
I'm telling you my story, how I got started within
Forget about how
karaoke.
you started. From now on, just stick to Empire State of Mind.
Yeah, that's what we're going to. But we'll get to that down the road. All right, you don't want to get this copyrighted. That's the song.
We're allowed to do 30-second clips.
That's the song. All right, let's enough about me.
Don't sing it.
How did you first start karaoke? Were you like drunk at a bar or?
No, I was also on a cruise. I didn't do Royal Caribbean. I did Carnival. I was on the Carnival cruise, and it was one of the events for the night. You know, every night they had a different event. So they were like, "Oh, we got karaoke night." So you know, my cousin, my friend, we were all together, and they was like, "Ray, you want to do karaoke?" So I was like, "I only got one song at that time," and they was like, "What?" I was like, "Survivor, Eye of the Tiger," and he was like, "Are you serious?" So I'm like, "Yeah," and I used to box. So it was hilarious because I got on the stage and I'm throwing jabs and everybody's like, what the heck is he ready to do? And then they hear the beat drop and they were like, oh, so everybody started going crazy. So, you know, like, I of the time, dun, 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 dun. And it was just one of the best experiences you could have as something that you have never done. And it's being your first time and then having the whole crowd. As a matter of fact, I was something of a celebrity, not as big as Doug, because Doug has done it too many times, but people were definitely like, oh, they're gonna do karaoke night 2 nights from now. Are you gonna be back? We want to do an encore. And I was like, yeah, I'll be back. So went back, did Eye of the Tiger again, had a whole crowd, everybody screaming Eye of the Tiger with me, jumping up and down, because you know, it was just fun. So that's how I got started. And then I was on a hiatus as well because I didn't go on another cruise. So I was like, so then somebody was like, hey, they have a karaoke studio in the city. Do you want to go? And I was like, are you serious? And they were like, yeah. I think it's called, I'm going to give out the name. I'm mad that I'm giving y'all props. Y'all need to give me a free karaoke session or something. But it's called Duet 35 or 31 or 30 something. Duet something in the city. And you get yourself a room and then you just, you know, go karaoke crazy for 2 hours.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's not bad. I could do that.
Yeah, that's how I started. So again, how did you?
So then 2000, we talked about 2019. So 2023, birthday cruise. Oasis of the Seas.
Okay,
that's when I really got into karaoke. I did a Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen. I did I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. And then I did Dancing in the Dark with Shane, because Shane came on the cruise with me and we did a duet together.
Okay.
And then he did Brandy, so that was a fun time. But then we started doing the local bars in English Town, Molly's. They have karaoke every other Tuesday.
Okay.
And so we started doing different types of songs, you know, just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Then we went on this recent cruise. Did I tell you how I got started?
I don't really remember, but you know, it's always good to refresh us if you want to.
So 2019, I went on a cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I said, we'll give this a shot. But where I really started was I was at the family dinner. We did karaoke. But anyway, that's besides the point.
I swear you said you got started at Scoratino's.
I've told this story many times that sometimes I forget. All right. Anyway,
the devil's in the details.
The last cruise, the last few cruises I went on, Liberty of the Seas.
Mm-hmm.
I went to look for a song just because I wanted to change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I did Empire State of Mind,
and that was the one.
That was the one. No, I didn't need the lyrics. I just knew it, and they had it, so I did that. had a few girls sing with me.
Mhm.
And then on my next cruise for my 30th birthday, I did it again. And I had multiple girls come up to me and said, yo, do you need a duet partner?
Yeah.
Do you need someone to do Alicia Keys' part? So
Yeah.
they did that. Yeah, I'm from Staten Island, now down in Tribeca, right next to De Niro, but I be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra, and since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicans right there over Broadway. Pull me back to that McDonald's, stick it to my stash stop, 566th Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a cinnamon whipping pastry. Cruising down 8th Street, off-white Lexus, driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm on the Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Seven Tata, still sipping my top, sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me a high five. Homie, I be spiked out. I could trip a referee. Tell by my attitude that I'm most definitely lit. From New York. So we did that, and then I did it again on this past cruise. And some guy came up to me and said, were you the guy that did this song in September, right?
Wow.
So people remember me on these ships now. I'm like a walking public figure on Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
But I think that's the good thing about karaoke is you can start from the bottom and work your way to the top. Because I'm
The top of the karaoke world.
Yeah, I'm the karaoke king.
So, Ray, enough about me. What about you?
Oh, goodness.
What does karaoke time mean to you?
Oh, goodness. Karaoke time means a good time, fun time, had by all. But I kind of feel like, I don't know if you have watched the movie Step Brothers. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's like me and Dave.
Karaoke role. Like, if you can't sing, then you shouldn't get up there. Period.
Yeah, there's like a lot of people that don't know what they're doing.
No, I'm just playing. That was a joke. That was part of the joke.
No, but there's like a lot of people that think they're good and they go up there and they're not.
No, what I love, this is what I love, because I've seen it. When people get up there and you like, yo, they about to go hard. And then you find out that they don't know the words and they make up their own whole song. If you make up your own whole song during karaoke, you can keep the beat without skipping the beat, you my peoples. Because that means you know how to freestyle. Like, you just make up some stuff. Like,
I can freestyle.
yeah, just do it. I'm trying to tell you.
I could freestyle. Like right now, I could think of something.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Yo.
Now I want to hear this freestyle. Bro.
Yo, my name is Dougie. They call me the podcaster. They also call me Karaoke King. We got Big Ray. We got Big Dave. Yes, sir.
That did not rhyme at all.
He tried to throw the yes sir in there like it was gonna make it better. Oh gosh.
But you see the good times that karaoke could bring?
Listen, my best friend for the longest, she used to say, "Pollution to the morning, dum ba da 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 da." And I said, what is a pollution? So she was like, I don't know. Like, I thought that was a new slang for son. I said, no, he's saying Lucifer, son of the morning. I'm gonna take you out of church. Is it church or earth or something? But I was like, where did you get pollution? It starts with an F. How did you get pollution from Lucifer? She was like, I don't know. I just thought it was like some new hip hop term that was made up that people was, because she was jamming hard on the song.
The funny thing is, you know the Rick Ross song where he's like, push it to the limit.
Yeah.
My best friend used to sing a song. He'd be like, push it to the left. I'm like, left? It's the limit. He's like, no, it's the left. So we put the song on. It was push it to the limit.
Well, he's probably on the left. That's why.
My goodness. Yeah, so I had cracked up laughing once I corrected her. And to this day, she still just makes up her own words. And I sit there and I'm like,
well, that's what I do. So instead of Yankee hat, I say Met hat.
But that's still, you
Instead
still
of
know the majority of the song. You don't make up.
Oh,
your
yeah.
own.
Like instead of Brooklyn,
Yeah,
I say
you had a reason behind it.
instead of Brooklyn, I say Staten Island because that's where I was born.
Exactly. We heard that when you just did it like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, so like the way I got started was like if we go back to like how I started with karaoke, it was basically me just trying it and getting it out of my comfort zone. Now I love it. Everywhere I am, I have to do it.
That's good. That's good.
So like if you're ever afraid to do something, just remember one thing, right? You always start from the bottom and you don't know where you could go in the end. So it's like
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us
you gotta
On another episode of
like you could grow when it comes to like karaoke. When it comes to karaokeing, if that's what you want to call it, you could grow. You don't have to improve your skills and like grow with the the Royal Caribbean or whatever you want to call it.
Let me just say this.
Local bars.
Listen, from the outside, I think karaoke is just it's that good time. Whether you're good,
Yeah,
or
it's
you're
a fun
bad at
vibe.
it. It's just you don't need to grow at it, but try it out, see if you like it, you might enjoy it. It's like any game that you can play.
Yeah, I agree. But what I'm saying is just because you're at the bottom doesn't mean you can't reach the top.
So you consider some people at the bottom of karaoke?
He said, "Listen, I kind of see why Doug is doing it like that. Like, if you only know one song, you're kind of at the bottom.
Yeah.
But if you have a catalog,
If you have a catalog, yeah.
Yeah, but the whole point of karaoke is to read the lyrics.
nah, forget
No.
that. You
Forget
gotta know
that.
the words.
No.
If you don't know the words, just waking
It's a
up
lot
in
more
the morning,
fun
gotta
when-
thank God. I don't know, but today seems kind of
I'm sorry.
No barking from the dog, no smoke. And Mama cooked the breakfast with no hog. I got my grub on, but didn't peg out. Finally got a call from a girl I want to dig out. Hooked it up for later as I hit the door, thinking, will I live another 24? I gotta go because I got me a drop top. And if I hit the switch, I could make that ass drop. Had to stop at a red light, looking in the mirror, not a jacker in sight. And everything was all right. I got a beat from Kim, and she can do it all night.
Doug, who's that?
Isn't that Ice Cube?
Exactly.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
I still before we wrap up because I don't want Ray to fuck up the sponsor. So this is the way I look at karaoke, and no one does it like me, Ray. Think about it. I don't want to stand there like a stiff and just look at the words and be like, "Hi, my good friend." I have to get the crowd involved and make the crowd excited.
What you mean is you don't want to stand like a stiff and be like, I want it that way.
Again, thank you for watching this episode of Time Matters. Unsolicited role models, thank you for supporting this episode, and we look forward to doing more episodes. Yeah. Dave's gonna get us in trouble with copyright. You are my fire,
I will not be
the
singing
one
along with this.
desire. Wait, hold on, pause that, because this is what I do want to do one day for karaoke. Like, let's say I take my future girlfriend on let's say I take my future girlfriend on an anniversary cruise.
Yeah.
There's like, you could do karaoke like 5 days of the 7 days.
Mm-hmm,
So of course I'm going to stick to my catalog, but
Of
also
course.
at the same time, I'm going to want to sing a song and dedicate it to her. Baby, you're the I don't know for the words, so sorry, but all right, we ended on that note. Thank you for listening, or thank you for watching on YouTube. Take care, guys. You got back at 2:35.
2:35.
So 35 minutes, not an
Alright,
hour.
the excursion was at 2:30. No, actually, that's when we got back. We got back 2:35.
All right, what time did you go? No, seriously. What time was this?